Welcome to Brown Girl Book Lover. My name is Lesley Ann Murray. We have a very special guest, Candice Iloh. I've been practicing all day. Candice Iloh is a first-generation Nigerian-American author and dancer based in Philadelphia. She has performed her work around the country, most notably at Nuyorican Poets Café in New York City and the Women in Poetry and Hip Hop celebration at the Reginald F. Museum in Baltimore. Candice is a Howard University alumna and a 2019 Kimbilio Fiction Fellowship. That's where we met. She holds an M.F.A. in creative writing for young people from Lesley University. Most recently, congratulations, she was a 2020 finalist for the National Book Awards in Young People's Literature. Candice, welcome to Brown Girl Book Lover.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I love your smile. You still have this just very gorgeous and like smile that just takes over everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So tell us, this is her book, which I enjoyed reading. Tell us a little bit about the book and how you came to write it.
Okay, so Everybody Looking is a YA novel in verse that is about a teenage Nigerian-American Black girl who is on her way to college at an HBCU. And she is coming from a very religious and strict household where she is off to college thinking she's going to go and change everybody else. But what she realizes quickly is that the world is going to really leave an impression on her. And that impression really is that she is a different person than she thought she was when she is away from home and she's away from family. And she gets her first taste of freedom and choice. And so naturally, being away from home, all these things start to come up. About her childhood, flashbacks that she's having as she meets new people who trigger things in her, and quickly just kind of has to go on this journey of finding herself, getting herself back, reclaiming herself, and she does it through dance.
Oh, nice. When I was reading this book, because I'm, a reader and because I know you a little bit, I was wondering if this book is partly autobiographical.
It is. It's semi-autobiographical. I'm never going to reveal which parts are true, but the people who know me, they can probably like tell which parts are true and which parts are story. But I honestly feel like there's no way that I could write fiction that isn't semi-autobiographical.
Okay. You are equally a writer and a dancer. How do these two artistic forms intersect in your artistry?
Well, I started dancing when I was 4 years old, and I've been a dancer ever since. Like, I haven't stopped. And so I think that naturally dance has just given me a lot of, it's given me a space to explore all kinds of things about myself, which feeds into my writing. So I feel like the more confidence I gain as a dancer and the more in tune I become with my body as a dancer, the more in tune I become with my thoughts and my ideas. And also, like, you as a dancer, you also learn a lot about like just body awareness in general and like what things look like how to make something beautiful with your body. I think that helps me when I'm creating scenes and I want to like illustrate some body language.
Yeah.
Because I have been told, like I've had a few people tell me that it seems like, when they read it, it seems like I watch people a lot. Like I watch people a lot and I eavesdrop a lot. And that's true because I just am really, I'm really fascinated with how people are. And so that's how I kind of do all of that.
I was thinking, like, we were speaking about dance, and one of my favorite verses is, "At age 4, dance had been free," because this poem reminds me of how, like, Africans in the diaspora connect to the continent via dance, dress, and song. So I really like that. Do you happen to have your book with you?
I can grab a copy.
I would love if you can read that.
Oh my God. See, you were supposed to prepare me.
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna read your work to you.
Yes. You know what? I think I would like that very much. Okay.
Okay. At age 4, dance hadn't been free, but it was a cheap way for Dad to teach me about where we came from. Barefoot, we danced, bellies out, wrapped in colorful fabric skirts and dresses made in our home country. Every Saturday, Dad would take me for my history lesson, my favorite line, where I'd learn Yoruba and Igbo songs. The teacher would sing for us while giving us moves to travel across the floor. Another very beautiful line. When we didn't have the money to travel overseas, learned rhythms to tell stories, learned steps used to ground us, began learning how to find home later on my own skin. Ah, that's so beautiful.
That was so nice. You read that so beautifully. Like I was sitting here like, wow, that sounds so good.
You're like, that's my words. That's my words.
Who wrote that?
Did Jacqueline Woodson's Brown Girl Dreamin' inspire you at all?
Yes. Like that is it. It's like the best question because like that is the book. That is the book that first even gave me the idea of a novel in verse, because before that I'd never read one before. And I was just a poet. Like I only knew about writing singular poems. I didn't know about the idea of creating an entire story using several poems that connect to each other. And once I found out that I could do that, I was like, that has to be the first book that I write, is like this, because that feels like me. All of the things that are me are in a novel in verse. And then I was talking to, like, back when it was just an idea, I was talking to Jason Reynolds about doing this novel in verse. And then he showed me what was his manuscript for A Long Way Down. And I looked at Long Way Down, and then I was just like that gave me kind of like more tools. So Jacqueline's book gave me like all of the like emotional inspiration in the story, and Jason's gave me kind of like some tools and how I could kind of play with it to create the kind of story I wanted to tell.
I know this is a strange question, and this is your book, but tell me what you love about your book.
I feel like I was able to maintain the integrity of each individual poem. So something that was really important to me, that was really hard to navigate, was that because I have a poetry background, I wanted each poem by itself to be amazing. And verse novels they utilize verse in a different way. They do like depend on each other for the greater good of the book. And so what I like about my book is that I really actually appreciate each poem as an individual poem as well as an entire story. And I think my book is really fun to read out loud. Like I've had really bad days before where I just had to go back and look at my own book and read it out loud and just remind myself I wrote that, and feel my own voice saying these words that are really affirming to me. And so I think that my book is really something that can feel good to read out loud.
Yeah, I agree. I loved reading it to you. You know, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed by me and Brown Girl Book Lover. I really appreciate it. I love seeing your face. Just continue being you and continue being amazing. And I wish you a lot of success. Thank you, Candice.
Thank you. I really was just like, I was giving you an air hug.
And I was giving you Wakanda forever.
It works. Hey, it's the same thing. It's
my God, I just love your smile.
Oh, thank you.
It takes over your body. If I could say that, it rises from your feet and it just like shoots out.
Thank you. I'm very happy right now because this is a really fun conversation. So
Thank you,
thank you.
Candice. Bye.
All right. Peace.
Peace.